Morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sally and this is Secret Life of a Seamstress. So I hope you've all had a really good week. Our week has been a bit more kind of calm and organised this week compared to last week when we were all kind of thrown into this lockdown homeschool routine. We seem to have found a bit more of a rhythm this week and we're trying to kind of get homeschooling done paired with working at home and things like that. So yeah, we seem to be sorting ourselves out a little bit more this week and I hope you've had a good week too. So I'm here today to talk to you all about some fabrics that I picked up in the January sales. Lots of fabric companies had some really good sales over Christmas time and I really didn't need any more fabric, but you know, we were at home, lockdown Christmas, we didn't really have much to do, so I did find myself browsing on all the different fabric sales that were going on and I did pick up some lovely fabrics, so I thought I would just share them with you today and talk through some possible pattern pairings that I have for them. Just to let you know what I'm wearing today, I'm wearing my gingham seersucker sagebrush top and fibre mood Norma sleeve hat. So this is just a mashup of the sagebrush top and the fibre mood Norma blouse sleeves. I have talked about this hack in quite a few other videos, so I'll link a video below talking more about it if you want to know more about this make. So one of the first websites I visited on my little January sales haul was Minerva. They had a huge Christmas sale. I think it started on Boxing Day and there were so many fabrics at such reasonable prices, so I did find myself purchasing a few things on their website and I'll show you what they are now. So the first lovely fabric I picked up was this it's like a cream and maroony striped Ponte Roma fabric. Hopefully you can see that colour there. It's a really nice colour and it's a little bit different for me. I love stripy fabrics, but I tend to stick with like black or navy when it comes to stripes, so I thought this was a little bit different and it's a really lovely kind of texture to it. It's really soft, but it has got that stretchy, it's got a bit of stretch to it, but it's also quite solid and it feels like it's going to be quite easy to work with. So this was quite an easy pattern pairing for me. For a while I've wanted to make another Tilly and the Buttons Coco top, and here's the Coco top if you haven't seen it already. So the Coco top is just a basic slash neck top or jersey dress that you can make from a cotton jersey or a Ponte Roma or a stable kind of double knit fabric. I've made the dress version a couple of times and I've made one top. And it's one of those patterns where I just keep thinking to myself that I need to make more of, but I just never have got around to it. So I was particularly looking for a stripy fabric that I could make a Coco top from, and I thought that this would pair with it nicely. So I'm going to go for the top version there at the bottom. That sounded weird. But I'm going to do 3/4 sleeves, because I think that will just be really nice for spring and summertime to tuck into jeans or skirts or shorts or whatever. So that's just going to be a really nice basic top. So while I was shopping, I was mainly shopping for jerseys really, because I just feel like I'm very distracted by pretty prints and you know, lovely pretty fabrics, but I really need to get some sort of plain basic tops in my wardrobe. So for a while now I've been thinking I really need to make some plain Agnes t-shirts or just basic t-shirts that I can just have in my wardrobe to wear with other handmade things like skirts or you know, underdresses or whatever. So I came across this really lovely black, it's called a Slobbed jersey knit. It's kind of drapey and it's also got a little bit of silver running through it. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully the camera's picking it up, but it's really, really lovely and soft and silky, and it's really drapey as well, so hopefully you can see that drape. It's like a viscose jersey. It is a little bit see-through, so I'm not quite sure how that's going to work as a top. You would need to wear something underneath it, but it's really, really lovely and soft. And originally when I found this, I thought I might make another Billy sweatshirt out of it. When it arrived, it was a little bit more sheer than I thought it was going to be. So I think what I'm going to make is just a couple of basic t-shirt tops. I tend to wear vests under most things anyway unless I'm absolutely boiling, so I don't think the see-through issue is going to be too much of a problem. But yeah, really I just want some sort of basic tops. So I've been looking at the Mandy Boat Tee top, which is a free pattern from Tessuti Patterns, I think, and I think that's how you pronounce it. I'll link it down below and I'll try and pop a picture in here so that you can see what it looks like. I've seen many versions of the Mandy Boat tee online and it looks really lovely, just as a basic kind of oversized, slubby kind of jersey top. So I think I'm going to make one of those with this because I think it will be really drapey and lovely. And I have got quite a lot of this. I think I got 2 meters. So I'll probably get more than one top out of this. And then I think I'm also just going to make an Agnes top. So here's the Agnes top. I feel like I show this pattern in every video that I make. It's one of my favourites. But I think I'm just going to make the ruched shoulder version there with the puffy sleeves. And I think that will be a really good kind of addition to a spring and summer wardrobe to wear with skirts and shorts and things like that. And if there's enough, there probably won't be because I'm probably massively overestimating how much I can get out of this length of fabric like I normally do. But if there is enough, then I might try to make another really basic t-shirt. Another basic t-shirt pattern that I really love is the Kirsten Kimono Tee. This is another free t-shirt pattern and I've used it before and it was so quick to make up because there are no sleeves. The sleeves are just kind of grown on, I think you can see there from the line drawing. So it really didn't take much fabric at all. So I think if I can squeeze 3 tops out of this 2 meters of fabric, then I'll also make one of these as well because I really like the neckline on this. It's kind of, it's another kind of boat neck style, I guess. But yeah, that was a really lovely pattern. So I'm going to see how much I can get out of this fabric. But yeah, that was just a sort of a really basic jersey that I can just make some basics for my wardrobe with. So continuing with the jersey basic fabrics, I also picked up another slubby jersey knit and I've got loads of this. It's kind of is that called a melange knit when it's kind of mottled grey? I'm not sure, but it's that kind of mottly blue, grey and white pattern, and it's just kind of another drapey jersey similar to the black one I just showed you. We're also getting tangled up because I've got so much of it. How much did I get? 2 meters of that as well. Originally, again, I did think this was going to be a bit thicker than what it is, but it's fine for a t-shirt pattern. I think what I'm going to make with this is I might try a thin billy top with the puffy sleeves because I really want to see how that works out in a more drapey fabric. I showed my billy sweatshirt in my previous video and I've made it from quite a thick sweatshirt fabric, so the sleeves are very structured. I really want to try one in a more drapey fabric just to see how those sleeves go. So I'm thinking that I'm probably going to make a billy sweatshirt from this and have it as like a long sleeve top. It won't be very warm, but hopefully it will look quite nice in this. And then because that probably won't take all of the fabric, I think I'm going to make another just basic t-shirt from this. So another couple of t-shirt patterns I have my eye on are the Tabitha T-Shirt, which is from the Tilly and the Buttons Make It Simple book. I love this book so much, but I've made the same pattern over and over again. You've seen that I've made the Sapphire Wrap playsuit in different versions from this book, but I've not yet actually made any of the t-shirts, and I really like the look of this Tabitha t-shirt. I've seen it on a few other people, so I think I might try that one. As I was just looking for this pattern to show you in the video, I also remembered that there's a lovely dress version of this t-shirt, if I can find it now. Should have got this ready before I started. But that's the dress version of the Tabitha t-shirt, and I was thinking that that would look really nice in this fabric actually, as just like a basic t-shirty spring and summer dress. It is a little bit see-through, but I tend to wear a slip under most things anyway, so it probably wouldn't be a problem for me, and it would be really nice and floaty for the spring and summer. So I'm a bit undecided with that, but what I'm trying to say really is that I just need some sort of basic jersey t-shirts and tops in my wardrobe, so that's what I bought these for. Another t-shirt I really like the look of actually is the Nielsen Briar t-shirt. I'll pop a picture in because I don't actually have the pattern to show you. I love the look of this because it just looks like really kind of drapey and a little bit kind of you know, like an easy to wear t-shirt that you could tack into anything. But I really don't need to buy any more t-shirt patterns. I really need to use more of the ones I have. So I don't think I'm going to buy another pattern at the moment, but that's definitely on my list to try at some point. But yeah, that's what I'm planning for this lot of grey jersey, just some more basic t-shirt tops. Lastly, in my Minerva haul, I don't know if this happens to anyone else, but this fabric arrived and I do not remember ordering it. I know I must have done, because I remember kind of looking at it, but when it turned up, when it came with the rest of my order, I thought I really don't remember buying that. But obviously I did, and I had put it in my basket, so this was a little bit of a surprise when it turned up. So this feels like a scuba knit fabric, I think. It's kind of, where it's white on the back and it's just got that kind of springy feel to it. But as you can see, the stripes run a diagonal print. So I absolutely love this, and I love the colours in it, but I don't know what on earth to do with it. I'm thinking that it would make a really lovely summer skirt, but I'm not sure how. In any pattern, you're going to have to somehow match up these stripes, aren't you? So I'm really confused as to what I can make with this and successfully match these stripes up properly. In my head, I'm kind of envisaging a 70s style kind of midi jersey skirt, like A-line with the stripes going off on the diagonal, if you can possibly imagine what I'm talking about. I will put in a picture if I can of something that I'm imagining in my head and pop it up just so that you can see what I'm thinking. But as I say, it's going to be really hard to get these stripes to match because you're going to have to seam them together at some point. So if anyone has any tips or any ideas of what I could make with this, I think it would make an amazing dress, or as I say, like a skirt or something. But there's always going to be the problem of how you work with this diagonal stripe. So if anyone has any tips or any ideas of anything I can make with this, what would you make with it? I really need some ideas because I've got to use this. The colours in it are amazing, so I need to work out what to make with it and how to use it, and just have a little think about how I'm going to work with that. But I absolutely love the colours in this. It just feels a bit 70s to me, and I love that 70s sort of style at the moment. I don't know if anyone's been watching The Serpent. We've been watching it. We've got to about halfway through The Serpent at the moment, but the 70s style in that is just making me want to make up some sort of midi length dresses and flares and pretty bow blouses and things. There's some amazing fashion in that programme. There's been so much on TV at the moment with such amazing fashion inspiration. There was the Queen's Gambit. I don't know if anyone watched that, for all the 60s styles. She wore some amazing clothes in that. There are things in there that I'd love to copy, and also The Serpent for 70s style, and obviously Bridgerton as well, which is obviously a bit of a different look, that really vintagey sort of style. But in Bridgerton I really loved the nightwear that they wore, so with like the cotton, the white cotton and the broderie anglaise style dresses and things, they're just really pretty. So I've been lusting after lots of outfits and clothes that we've seen on the TV recently. So yes, please do let me know how you would work with this fabric, what you would make, and any tips on how to work with these stripes. That would be much appreciated. Next, in my little Christmas shopping spree, I picked up some more cable knit jersey. So I've gone for a really light grey, and I bet you can't guess what I'm going to make with this. I'm going to make the exact same heather dress as I've made recently. I'll put a picture in if you haven't seen it. So I just used the Sew Over It heather dress pattern and made it in this lovely cable knit in the grape colourway, and I really liked that, and it's so warm and cosy. It's kind of perfect lockdown wear really, and I really need another one. So yeah, so I picked up this grey cable knit fabric from Higgs and Higgs, and that's what I'm planning to make with that. So I'm just going to finish my little knit fabric haul before I go on to some woven fabrics that I've picked up. And next I have something super cosy to show you. This is a pink melange knit, I think it's called. It's really soft. It reminds me of that really sort of old school jogger fabric material you used to get when I was a child. I remember wearing sweatshirts and things made out of this. It's so soft and cosy, and I'll just show you the back. so you can see how soft it is. It's got like a really fleecy inside. It's like a sweater knit fabric. This fabric was bought from Abercon Fabrics. They kindly gave me a £25 gift voucher to spend on their fabrics, with no obligation to share or review or post on anything, just for me to try their fabrics, which was very kind. So with my gift voucher I picked up this fabric. I have 2 meters of it and I really want to make some loungewear of some kind. So I'm thinking I want to make a sweatshirt top with some sort of joggers or leggings on the bottom. And I think for the top part at least I'm going to go for the Linden sweatshirt. So this is the Linden sweatshirt by Greyline Studio. So I've just made my first Linden sweatshirt, which I'll be sharing in my next, in my monthly makes video at the end of this month. And I absolutely loved it. It was such a quick, easy sweatshirt to make. It took me about an hour to sew up, I think. So I think I'll go for Linden sweatshirt top in this, and I want it to be kind of a sweatshirt that I can wear out of the house as well. So for the sweatshirt I wanted it to be relatively kind of smart, if you know what I mean, so that it could be worn out of the house, and didn't just look too much like pyjamas or loungewear. So I think I'm going to go for the Linden for the top, and then for the bottom I'm either going to invest in the Hudson pants pattern by True Bias, which is a pattern that I really want to make this year. But I'm also thinking that I've got quite a few patterns that I really need to try before I buy anything else again. So a couple of ideas that I have for the bottoms are the Juno Pajama bottoms by Tilly and the Buttons. So these are the Juno pyjamas. If you haven't seen them, they're kind of like a legging bottom. I've not made these before, so I'm not quite sure how they come up in terms of fit and whether they'll be okay in a thicker fabric. But yeah, that's one option. Perhaps if you've made the Juno pyjamas, perhaps you could tell me if you think they would work in this type of fabric, if you've made them before. Another option I have are the Stella joggers from the stretch book, Tilly and the Buttons stretch book, and I haven't actually made those either. So I'm really thinking that I should make a pattern of something that I already have in my stash rather than buying more patterns, because I guess these are quite similar to the Hudson pants. I don't know, not having made either of them. Perhaps you'd let me know if you have made the Stella hoodie and joggers. Let me know how the joggers turn out and whether you think I should make those. I am working on a make 9 at the moment, and Hudson pants are in my make 9, so I will have to buy that pattern at some point, but I'm just feeling like I'll feel better in my head if I've actually used some of the patterns I've got before I go and buy another pattern. I am hoping that having this pink as a full loungewear set won't make me look too much like a giant marshmallow. It's very pink but also so cosy, so I'm really excited to get on with that because I just want to be able to wear it already. I will link all of my fabrics that I talk about down below as always, so that you can pop over and look at them if you want to. So on to a couple of woven fabrics that I have now. While I was shopping with my kindly gifted voucher at Abercon Fabrics, I couldn't not buy this lovely viscose floral fabric, and this was bought with my own money. I bought this myself. So this is a really drapey, lovely viscose fabric. It's coral, white and green on a navy background, and it's just so pretty and soft and drapey. It's a little bit sheer, so I'm having to think about what I can make with this. Obviously it would make a beautiful dress, but I really don't need any more dresses in my wardrobe at the moment. I'm trying to fill gaps at the moment, so what I really want to make is sort of loungewear, cozy wear and pyjamas. Another pattern that I've been meaning to have a go at for a while is the Carolyn pyjama set by Closet Core Patterns, and I don't have that pattern yet, so I'll pop a picture in so that you can see what it looks like. But it's a really lovely pyjama set. It's got kind of a button down shirt top and some shorts on the bottom. It's finished with a piping around the edge if you want to, which I think looks really pretty, and I think that would look really lovely in this print. Another series I've been loving on Netflix at the moment is Emily in Paris. I don't know if you've watched it, but if you have, you'll know that there are some lovely outfits and clothes in there as well. And I really liked a pyjama set that she wore, and it was a similar kind of style, but I think it was made from a silk. If I can get a picture, I'll insert it so you can see what I mean. But it was a really lovely kind of button-down pyjama set, and it just looked really lovely. So that inspired me even more to have a go at this Carolyn pyjama set. So I think that's what I'm going to do with this. It is quite thin, as I say, but I don't think that will matter for pyjamas, and I think it'll actually make it even more kind of soft to wear in bed. So I will let you know how I get on with that one. It's another pattern that I will have to buy, so it might take me a little bit longer to get around to that. And also, I guess it being shorts and short sleeves, it's more of a sort of spring summer make anyway, so hopefully it won't take me too long to get around to that, but I'm looking forward to giving that pattern a go. So another plan I have, I've shown this fabric before in a recent fabric haul, but I've actually changed what I'm going to make with it, so I thought I'd just share that with you. So I was originally going to make the Asher dress by Style Art Patterns with this, but I've changed my mind now and I'm going to go for a wilder gown. So the wilder gown pattern is something that I've kind of admired from afar for a while, and I've really liked everyone else's versions, but being quite short at 5'3", I wondered how it would look on me, and because it's kind of big and billowy, I didn't want it to drown me because I'm quite small. So I thought I would make the short version. I'd really like to make the full length version, but I thought I'd do the short version as a test and see how I got on with it and how I felt in it. And I thought I would use this lovely rayon. So this is an art gallery rayon. It's really lovely and drapey, and I think it will work well for the wilder gown. I think it will kind of flow quite nicely. So that's my plans, hopefully for this weekend, and I'll hopefully get that finished and done. So that's a fabric that I haven't picked up over Christmas. It's just one that I'm planning to work with quite soon, hopefully. And finally, I'm just going to show you a fabric that I reminded myself of the other day when I was getting all of my fabrics out just to see what I had and just see what patterns I thought I could make from them. I came across this beautiful cotton fabric that I picked up at the end of summer last year, and I don't think I've ever shown it in a fabric haul video, so I thought I would show it today because I love it so much. So this is a cotton. I picked it up from Higgs and Higgs back in the summer, late summer. Oh, I've got loads of it. I've got about 3 meters of it because I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do with it. So it's a beautiful kind of Japanese looking crane print cotton. It's 100% cotton, so it's a little bit more kind of structured than what I'm used to working with, but it's so pretty. It was just one of those prints that I couldn't not buy. So I bought 3 meters of it, and I was thinking that it would make a really lovely sew over it vintage shirt dress. So I really want to make that if I can for the summer. I'm not sure if I'll definitely get a vintage shirt dress out of this fabric because it's not very wide. I think it's only 110 centimetres wide, and the vintage shirt dress skirt does take a fair width of fabric. So I'm not sure if I'll definitely get that out of this cotton, but that would look amazing, wouldn't it, a shirt dress in this. So I thought I'd just share that with you. I'm not sure if they have any to link below, but obviously if I can link it then I will. I don't know why I've not shown that before actually. It just escaped all of my fabric hauls actually, but I thought it was so pretty I had to share it. So that concludes my little shopping haul of fabrics that I purchased mainly over Christmas, with a couple of older ones thrown in. I'm not normally someone that has a lot in my stash because I find it stresses me out quite a lot, so I think I'm going to put myself on a bit of a fabric ban now for a little while and actually get some of these things sewn up before I buy anything else, because having a lot of fabrics, well, for one, I don't have a lot of space to store them anyway. Also, it makes me feel a little bit stressed because I feel like I need to sew and get them all done so that I can buy some more. Definitely not someone that can have a lot of fabric just hanging around waiting for the right use. I tend to buy things with an idea of what I want to make in mind rather than just having a big stash. So I really want to get making with some of those fabrics. So how about you? Did you buy anything nice in the January sales? Did you buy any fabrics or any patterns that you want to make up at the beginning of this year? Let me know in the comments below. So I'll leave the video here now and go on and do the rest of the homeschooling with my children. They're just on a lunch break at the moment, so I thought I'd quickly record this video while we have a bit of a break, so we're back to it this afternoon. In my next video, I think I'm going to be talking about my Make 9 plans. Make 9 isn't something that I've taken part in before. So I'm really looking forward to getting involved in that this year and taking part and setting myself the challenge of making 9 different things. I'm going to try and make them different in some way, and I want them to kind of fill a gap in some way as well, so I am putting quite a lot of thought into it. So I'm hoping to share that with you next week. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you're doing. Do like the video if you've enjoyed it, and please do subscribe if you haven't already. I'm so close to 3,000 subscribers, I can't believe it. So I would love it if you gave me a subscribe if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye!